Well, I once saw that Bermuda Triangle and Badagry are insults.
Really?
Yes.
What? How? Where
Bermuda Triangle and Badagry.
Bermuda Triangle is one.
You are Bermuda Triangle, you are Badagry.
I reject it.
You're not.
I don't see.
Is it that masking now?
I hear what you're saying, but there are just some things that when you see them online, you're wondering, wait, why? What? You just start asking that question, why? What on earth were you thinking? Where was your mind going? And is it worth it? And I think a lot of people had these kinds of questions in their minds when they saw a young man attempt, well, he wasn't attempting to break a record now. It wasn't Guinness Book of, I thought even maybe it was one competition or something. He decided to bury himself alive for 24 hours. And there were so many different perspectives to this particular ideology. Some went the spooky route, some went the stupidity route, some people, a lot of different comments are coming out. But thankfully, he's alive, right? As at the 23rd hour.
24th hour.
24th hour.
Yeah, he completed the 24 hour.
Completed it.
Yeah.
And he's alive. But now, I'm wondering if that was a relative of mine or a friend or someone I'm even acquainted with, what would I do or say to the person if I had the opportunity? I'm just wondering. But guys, what are your thoughts on this?
It was a cool stunt.
Sorry?
It was a cool stunt, yeah. I mean, by the way, TikTok has banned the account, and I don't know why they did it, but I think I know why. I think I know very much why. Not because in itself there's anything wrong. I mean, Mr. Beast has done it. He's the biggest YouTuber in the world. Yeah. Oh, by the way, the dark boy is just 26.
Mr. Beast. Yeah.
But he looks...
But he started very early.
He looks 30-something. Yeah. He looks almost 40, by the way.
That's because his mind, his brain activity is like... Okay,
100. The way he looks. And then when I found out the boy was 26, I was like, hey, God, what was I doing when I was 26?
Yeah, well...
Do you know how many, I think 2 years ago, last year, made over 700 million.
Dollars, yeah. Interesting stuff.
You know, so, but he has, Mr. Beast has done this. And I don't know if you ever watched this series, international series, Fear Factor.
Yes.
They do even more... despicable, more fearsome things than that. But this is the reason why what that young man did was rubbish. Number one, how many safety regulations did you put in place? You understand? Did you call any professional safety body?
There was no nurse. There was no...
To monitor you?
Supervisor.
Was there a nurse?
Nurse.
Was there an ambulance?
Nothing.
Was there a doctor?
Was anyone to check your blood pressure?
Yes. Was there even
the way
any
the team was
emergency services provider?
Exactly.
Because if they needed to use a digger to dig out
so there's
the sand,
nothing. It's when Mr. Beast, when they want to do all of these things,
they have all these things.
The back end is so massive. There's a whole lot that is put together for these things. And that is why that young man who wanted to pull out quite a courageous and admirable stunt was stupid.
Wow. Well, he didn't prepare. He didn't prepare.
Other than the preparation,
you don't do that.
The lack of preparedness, which of course it came from a place of ignorance, if you ask me. It came from a place of let's just do something to chase clouds on social media, maybe get some global recognition, which I don't think you're going to get any global recognition, my darling. You know.
You never know.
You never know.
If I really wish it had a cause.
Yeah, if he had said
maybe
he was
cost
doing
for
this
something.
to raise money for something.
Yes,
if
or
there was maybe a cousin or family member who needed money for
a cause will make it justifiable.
I'm doing this
I'm
to
just
raise
saying,
money for this.
I'm just saying because we saw someone that swam from the jumped into the Third Mainland Bridge.
He didn't jump.
Whether he shall enter, he dived.
No, he came down from boat and swam.
And then he swam. At least that one had a cause. The cause was for mental
Swimming
health.
is helpful now. How is burying helpful? I'm just saying that.
It's just to call attention to something. It was to call attention to himself.
It's just to
and that was the
exactly for that.
So if, for instance, there was something he was going through and nobody was listening to him, maybe there was something he had been trying to achieve and authorities hadn't heard him, and he was trying to say, and he goes live while he's, I'm going to stay here until the authorities listen to me. Then you really want to understand what he's saying.
Yeah, okay.
If it was actually careless, and it was reckless.
Yeah.
And, well, to God be the glory that he's still alive.
Yeah. Because
We
the
thank
people
God,
around him
Yeah.
would have
And
been
it was-
so arrested if
don't
anything
know.
happened to that guy.
Okay, so this is, I remember when I want to mention when Mr. Beast did it in this is YouTube video and all that. It was a very wide space. It was like a set. In fact, it was a set curated and all of that. There were caterpillars, ambulances.
It was
Just in case anything happened.
There was a crew
like
and all that.
ventilation.
So, but when this guy was doing this thing was looking like a backyard in Ikorodu.
He now used wood.
In
wood.
agri.
They used, it was a carpenter. It wasn't even a coffin. It was a carpenter that put wood together. And those woods were not even good wood.
Yes.
I'm like, were you even worried about your safety?
Yes.
No, the safety of
So
your
do
health.
you know what
you're
even
breathing
saved-
in.
You know
Yes.
why God saved
Yes.
him? God
I hope
saved
he
him.
went straight to the hospital
Calm
after
down.
that skinny.
No,
You know, it's God that saved him, that
wait,
it
there's something
didn't
she's saying.
rain,
There's
no.
something she's saying.
Ha.
And it's not even...
If it had rained, you know that thing would have flooded.
One thing she's saying, and I really get... I didn't even think about it this way. That boy is extremely stupid. In a safe society, we should take him to Yaba left after hospital
Wow.
to check him up. Because, like you just mentioned now, when these guys do this thing, what I know is that they're expellants.
Yeah.
When they do this, they in fact, it's basically a bunker. In fact, that
Exactly.
thing that they say bury alive, they're just basically living underground.
Yes.
I don't know, you just know what I'm saying.
You build a conducive,
a conducive
space
atmosphere.
that you can, where you, because...
You can even live there for...
Yes, for maybe,
years.
yes, for days. Let's say days. You can live there for days.
Yeah, so they create it. It's kind of like a
Yes.
bunker.
Do you get?
Baba went to do, and like she
Wood.
said, she went to do wood and put this something
I
inside.
saw the wood. The
And
quality
when
of the wood.
when they were digging him out, inside
even
there
wa-
was sand inside the place where he was. When they were digging him out, meaning that
of course,
as
the
they
wood
were-
had this thing now.
Exhuming
sand was- oh my goodness.
the side or the body or whatever. It was. I mean, like, well, I'm glad in his statements, in his wild, because he did an appreciation post to thank everybody and
For
thank
praying for him.
Yeah, for our support.
No,
or lack
some
of
people were praying for
support.
this guy. Oh. I'm telling you,
And-
people were praying. Some people said they couldn't
and
even sleep. That they
He
were thinking
said,
about him.
he
Depends
categorically
on
said
his age,
that
yeah.
nobody should try this
At home.
Please, no one should try it at
Who is
home.
he to say it?
Because
so first of all,
you
the
may
boy,
not make it alive.
the boy should be taken to the
Make it out
hospital.
alive.
be checked.
The government should take him to the hospital first. Two types of hospital. The first one is physical evaluation, and
And mental
then
evaluation.
the second one will now be mental evaluation. And then depending on his age, he should be made to answer. I'm not saying that this thing, he should be made to... We don't try a lot of things. You see, I know we are in the era of world records.
Yeah,
We are, and for at least Nigerians need to know that the only records, is not only marathon you break. There are also records that are broken in seconds.
Yeah, sure.
In fact, a Nigerian broke a record, 30 seconds for fastest skips in 30 seconds. You can do things that are very short. It's not, everything doesn't have to be
Long-term.
a marathon, 200 hours, 500 hours. Somebody was talking and said, I want to sing for 300 hours. And somebody said, I want to do this.
Yeah, but did
So
you
when
see
you're doing-
Claron Obong?
when
She
you-
did one for an interview or presentation for, I think, 24 hours. I can't remember the hour, but she did an interview. She did interview, so she had like a long lineup of guests, whether she was interviewing for,
Back to back.
It doesn't
24
have to be
hours or so,
marathon.
yeah.
I'm just saying that.
So I love the idea that Nigerians are trying to break records. They're trying to get international recognition, but it's not everybody that needs to break record. There are other things you can do.
This
There
one
are
was not
other
breaking
things-
any record.
But I'm just saying.
No, yeah,
it's a
because it
trend.
seems like, yes, it's a trend,
It's a
and I understand where she's
trend.
coming from. The whole thing of trying to put yourself out there with something. Prior to this time, I know that it wasn't something of glam so much.
Yeah,
I remember when I used to, the Guinness Book of Records,
The
I remember the
hardcover, yeah.
first hard copies I used to read when I was in secondary school or so. Wonderful pieces of material. I used to see exciting stuff there. And then normally what they would do is that they'll have meets. So they'll come to, there's a particular day, or there are days in a year.
year.
And then people come together.
Exactly.
And then
And
different
then they
types
break
of
these
records
records.
under
Yeah.
guide under controlled environment
And
all of that.
supervision.
Strict supervision. People try to break records. And so with time, people now started trying it on their own and send evidence and all of that. But the point we're trying to make is that with a record or with something trying to gain recognition or whatever it is, you should pass through
One of the few things the guy said was, yes, I was also, they talked about getting more followers, and please keep following. We appreciate your following. We're hoping to get like 1,000 more followers. And
it was just
so I get to that page. This is
that's why I said it's all about clout chasing.
This is a very terrible thing in the West, and we have seen different accounts. I don't know if you know this guy. There's a guy, Supreme Party. I don't know if you've heard that name or something. Okay. There are different lots like him, people that want to go to. I mean, all the Jake Pauls and the Logan Pauls, that's how they started. They want to go and do one outrageous, silly stuff, make up something and all of that, and then they're trying to look at their numbers. There's this young dude, 19-year-old, called High Speed and all of that. That's what they do. Of course, although he wants to, you know, a lot of his farms in is with football and stars and, you know, and all that. But everybody, like you said, first of all, it's money. Followership, as it were, converts into money and everything. So exactly. So everything that people are trying to do here. And so in the West, it's cooled down a bit. But there was a time when there was this frenzy of everybody trying to do something stupid on air or stupid online to get the followership. Yeah. I mean, people have done crazy stuff. And so that's why I say that it should be in some ways. Now, we're talking about regulation of social media. Yeah. It is in some ways. So regulation in such a way that somebody puts up that video and maybe the country or that tracks it down. And when he sees that he can't stream that video, he will definitely stop.
And that's why. So in some ways, TikTok did with his account because you are encouraging suicide. You're sort of also infringing on people's mental health. People don't understand. Because people don't understand the implications of this.
Triggering in terms of people that have claustrophobia.
Exactly.
They didn't force you to watch it now.
No, but trust me, just scrolling past, people could sue him for triggering them. Yes, if it was abroad. Yes. Abroad, they can.
I won't spell down. I will shoot it for saying that.
You infringed on my mental health. Yes. I could have chosen not to, but because it came on my timeline, you see,
for me, Shai, and this is why I come in, like I said, regulation of social media is in different format. It's not about checking what you write and trying to know, but in these kind of ways, it should be regulated in such a way that if somebody gets up to perform a stupid stunt, it can be cut off. Yes. That's what I mean. So
the equivalent of what he did was the equivalent of doing Russian roulette online. In other words, you know what Russian roulette is?
You have
a gun, flipping the bullets.
It's not the same.
It's the same thing.
We gotta go.
All right, we'd like to hear your thoughts, guys. I'm sure all of you are familiar with this particular incident. The guy who buried himself alive. What are your thoughts on it? Let us know on all our socials. Remember to use the hashtag WakeUpNigerianTBC.